She brown. Hey, girl. Hey. Look, I was gonna check in again though. I know you say you be hanging out in the background and stuff, but sometimes it's just not the same when we don't see your beautiful face here. Look, so you can't see your face. You're typing, But we missed you, girl. We know you be hanging out in the background, but it's good to see you back. Look, I ain't trying to treat you like church members do. Where you been at, sis? Is everything okay? Okay. Have you backslidden? Do I need to pray for you? I'm gonna just pray for you anyway. Tell you what the Lord has put on my heart. But hey, girl, hey, I'm glad all is well. You can tell we missed you, right? Was you in the video that day? We were stalking your page. I was like, y'all, she was gonna curse me out. Y'all got me here stalking her page. Look. All right, beautiful people. Ray, hi. Zachar, Yahoo, shalom, shalom. Elijah, what's going on, brother? Dawn, what's good, sis? Kendra, shalom, shalom. Auntie, shalom, family. Vinette, greetings. Tikva, hey, girl. Hey, Avia, greetings. Cousin, Shayla. Hey, Shayla. Hey, girl. Hold up. Nothing. Audrey, hey, girl. Hey, Ema Ohuba says, beautiful rising, family. And everybody else here already hanging out in the background. Top of the day to you, just me. Shalom, shalom, people. All right, y'all. Y'all, it's Saturday. It's also April Fool's Day. I'm wondering if I could skip my last day of class today for this term, so I can hang out here with y'all. Look, but I can't do that. Look, after last night's debate, I was like, boy, Malachi, watching him, man, I look at my life, I'm like, there is a whole lot lacking, girl. I said, you see his scholarship? You be stumbling for words. And all you got to do is read the book. I'm sitting there. Look, Malachi came out the gate, guns blazing. I'm like, what is going on here? Look, he was showing no mercy. It was a complete slow. I told y'all last night, I'm like, I was so hyped when he mentioned this a couple weeks ago. But probably, yeah, I guess I think he probably first mentioned it maybe a little over a week ago when I heard it. I'm thinking it's closer, probably about a week. I'm probably exaggerating a little bit. It's probably maybe a little more than a week when I first heard about it. I'm like, yo, wait, somebody about to stand up against Malachi? I was like, oh, I'm there. Hands down, I'm there. But already, I was like, before I even know who it is, before I even knew who this guy was, I'm like, I looked at him, I was like, he looked like he ain't gonna be ready in a week. He'll probably never be ready for what Malachi has been learning for this last decade. Like when Malachi said, when nobody was taking the debate, he was just going at it. He was just building up. He was just constantly studying. So when somebody did decide to debate him, it's just like an explosion happened. All of this study, all of this diligence has just built up and finally had an outlet, right? And it was good. He was very respectful. I think both of the brothers, they was very respectful or whatever. I got to give it to the other guy, right? Even though he wasn't ready, he definitely wasn't prepared. Like he blaming, somebody said he blaming it on the rain. I was over here screaming. Bro, look, I got a clip I want to show y'all of what I thought about last night. And I put y'all watching Billy Madison. I'm like, yo, remember, because Billy Madison was at a debate, right? At the school debate, he was completely not prepared at all. And then the moderator, not the moderator, the judge, he got up there. Hold on. This is what we saw last night. Hold up. I'm going to have to share my screen for it. Hold on. I got to show y'all this. Share screen. Hold on, y'all. Okay. Share screen. I think I got to open it up first. Hold on. Let me open it up. Billy Madison. There we go. Go back here. Window. Hold on. Let's see. Entire screen. Oh, man. Hold up. Oh, we got to be a tab. Hold on. I might just have to open up on YouTube. Then I had to save to my computer. Hold on. Billy Madison. May God have mercy on your soul. There you go. All right. Hold on. Right here. All right, where y'all go? Okay, share screen. Here we go. All right, y'all, hold on. This is what Dana. Hey, girl. Hey, Jamil. What's going on? This is what I saw last night, especially when he was trying to pull his words together and it was all that dead space. I'm like, bro, like, say something. It was like crickets, like, and it was still quiet. The moderator had to come back in and say, hey, brother, no dead space. He didn't know what to do. Listen, but here's what I saw in my mind last night. Here we go. Look.
Mr. Madison will go first. Mr. Gordon, choose the topic. English literature, U.S. presidents, My Wife the Tramp, burning dog poo and the human response, reflections of society and literature.
Reflections of society and literature.
Good luck, schmuck.
Mr. Madison,
like, yeah, good luck, dude.
The Industrial Revolution changed the face of the modern novel forever. Discuss, citing specific examples.
Come on. Okay. The Industrial Revolution to me is just like a story I know called The Puppy Who Lost His Way. The world was changing.
Y'all see it?
And the puppy was getting bigger. So you see, the puppy was like industry in that they were both lost in the woods. And nobody, especially the little boy, society, knew where to find them. Except that the puppy was a dog. But the industry, my friends, that was a revolution. Mid-high football rules!
Look at this ball. What's the moderator say?
Mr. Madison, what you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Okay, a simple wrong would have done just fine.
That's what I thought about last night. At the end of this, not at the end, throughout the entire thing, I'm like, dude is so unprepared that it was ridiculous. For a moment, I felt like embarrassed for him. I was like, dude, just like tap out. Like, seriously, just like tap out. This is embarrassing. But I got to give it to him. I don't know how many people would have stayed in there that long and went all the rounds with Malachi, but he did. If he ain't got nothing else, he has determination. And he kept his cool the entire time. Like the calmness that was over him, it was with being in the hot seat there in front of Malachi. The peace that he had last night surpassed all understanding. That's the only thing that kept him there and kept him from disintegrating in the presence of that fire Malachi was spitting last night. I'm like, boy, I wonder if he's gonna go back and actually watch this. Yes, baby. What? Okay, I don't know, baby. Give me a minute. Okay, the grandbaby's here this weekend. So y'all hear them in the background. They ain't been here. All right, y'all. So let's. You want your cup? What you do with your cup? What you do with your cup, girl? It's not in here. Go see if it's in the room. Oh, you want the cup that I got for you? All right, give me a minute. Hold on. All right, y'all. Go tell Josh I said come here. Go tell Josh I said come here. Yeah, I'm cooking this weekend, y'all. All right, beautiful people. Look, enough about that. But if y'all didn't get a chance to watch it, like seriously, go back and watch it. And look at how detailed Malachi was, how he presented it. I like how the judges at the end. I like how, first of all, they judged accurately and based on the criteria that was given to them, even though it was a couple of them that absolutely, a lot of stuff they just don't agree with Malachi, but because of his presentation and how he did it. And I was excited that they actually kept to the rules of how to judge the presentation, even though they didn't believe it. And they made it clear, they said, I don't believe it, but based on the presentation and how we got to give it to Malachi. It was unanimous. It was unanimous, right? But I think it was a really good education session for all people involved, right? Malachi is the master teacher. Props. Teach me, right? But I don't know. I will hope that he goes back, Parizo, and just looks at it again. And both of them, Malachi too, and see how he responded to him on some things and how they can respond to just the different things in a better way. I thought Malachi did really good, but Parizo, I'm not even sure if he had ever even watched one of Malachi videos. Like, you did not study your opponent like at all. Like, you just came in there like, I got this in the bag, and this whole nonchalant attitude. Like, you cannot go in the ring with somebody like that nonchalant, right? They're gonna drag you through and through. Malachi came to give out bubblegum and butt whippings, and before he got there, he ran fresh out of bubblegum. He had no more bubblegum to give, so all he had coming into the ring was butt whippings. Listen, but it was good. And like I said earlier, his scholarship and pulling stuff together. Look, and I'm a graduate student sitting here, and I hate writing these papers, but that's one thing that they like are grading us heavy on, like citing our resources. But last night, watching it in this perspective, and then I was like, you know what? My teachers are absolutely right, because I won't dare find myself caught in a situation like this where I got to come up against somebody like Malachi, and I don't even know how to format my paper. APA, cite all your references. Malachi was citing, he was taking pictures, and that's my hand, that's my book. I read it. He had it highlighted, he had it blown up, everything ready. Like, he had everything so well prepared that it was just like, I mean, he literally, and the way I was looking at it, everything that he said, like he said his presentation and he kept to it. He did not deter one bit, right? That's what made him so powerful. He actually took the time to prepare, and you can tell that it wasn't no last minute thing. Not with all the references and his bibliography that he brought to back up his claims. Even if none of what he was saying was true, and it absolutely is, because I myself know Apostle Paul is full of shenanigans, right? I myself know that. We've been talking about that for the last year. Look, you got to give it to him. Based on the scholarship alone and how he presented, it would make me go back and like, first of all, wait a minute, who helped you put your presentation together? And I would go back and I would study Malachi and how he did. Even if he didn't study the stuff, he should study how he presented his information, just to make him a better presenter next time he come up, right, bro? At this point, it looked like you going to Earth's remedial class right now. You don't go up against one of the best. And Malachi probably don't even consider himself one of the best, but he ain't the youngest either. And he been around for a while, and he's learned how to perfect his craft. I'm like, bro, teach me. I be showed up at Malachi, no, teach me. Malachi kicked me out like the master kicked out Dr. Strange. No, slam the door. Like, girl, you play too much. You don't take nothing seriously. Look. All right, y'all. So let's get started today, because I ain't got that long, but I definitely want to finish up this whole Lucifer masquerading as Yahweh in the garden. All right, y'all. So it is April the 1st. 2023, day 5 of year 5 of reading through books, laws, and prophets. And of the 4-year consecutive day count, it is day 1388. Today we're picking back up. We're going to read this next chapter in Owaspy from the Lord's 3rd book. Remember, it's at the bottom. Remember, you never even heard of Owaspy. These are some I like to call them ancient documents because it's ancient wisdom. And it gives a lot of history about the earth and everything that was going on. It doesn't just give you the earthly account like most of our religious manuscripts does. It actually sheds light on what was happening simultaneously in the heavenly realms, as above, so below, right? And we realize that everything that's happening down here is a fallout because of what's happening in the spiritual realm. So it helps you glean a lot of insight and be able to see things that are happening today. Tabitha, hey girl, hey. Easily, Tickfoot. Easily, he gonna win that. All right, y'all. And so that begins on page, what's that, chapter 3? Yeah, chapter 3 in the Lord's 3rd book is where we're gonna pick up. Matter of fact, that's the last chapter. Yeah, so that's the last chapter. So we'll finish that today, and that's gonna be the only chapter we read there. And then we're gonna hop back over here to chapter 9 of the Nazarene Essene. Nazarene Essene, the Nazarene book of Genesis, and we're in chapter 9, and we were on page 53. Yep, 53. 53. All right, so Father, we thank you for scholarship. Like, what else can I say today? I thank you for scholarship. Like, I aspire to be a better scholar. I really do, right? And but Malachi not the only one. Like Selah, like the way these, but I'm just like, I got a lot to learn because I'm the newcomer to the party here. I'm the newcomer to the party, and I'm sitting, and I got a lot to learn. All right, y'all. Let me put the banner on right there. Okay. All right. Rita, good morning. All right, y'all. Chapter 3, the Lord's 3rd book, page 99. And if you follow along in big blue, it's on page 99. God said, "Hear the word of the Lord, O man. Be considerate in thy little wisdom of the magnitude of the labor of thy Lord. Certain times and seasons are allotted by Jehovah for the development of new orders of men on the worlds he created. According to the times and seasons and condition of the earth, so hath the Lord thy God provided the race of man, to raise man up, that he may comprehend the beautiful creation, and that he may be adapted in harmony therewith, is the glory of thy God. Behold, I have spoken in the land of Gautama." And remember, Gautama is one of the land masses that they scrubbed away from the Holy Bible, right? But Gautama, we know as the Americas, North, South, and Central, right? The land of Gautama. "Behold, I have spoken of the land of Gautama. Think not that as one division of the earth is made answerable to my will by a certain rule, that even so another division of the earth is provided in the same way. The Lord thy God findeth one place filled with beasts of prey and great serpents, which must be destroyed. And he provided a race of men to accomplish this. And man is suffered by God to become carnivorous for a season. In another country, the Lord findeth drought and frequent famine, and he provided man with knowledge adapted thereto. So also are there seasons of the earth when man shall be changed from one condition to another according to the progress of the earth. So God lifted up man for the glory of the Almighty. Suffer not thy judgment to mislead thee as to a law of selection. There is no law of selection. Man hath no inspiration of his own to select and provide his progeny, neither in shapeliness nor judgment. He marrieth because of the impulse of the flesh, nor careth he for the issue, whether they have long legs or short ones, or whether they become warriors or imbeciles." He said, look, they don't care what you look like. They still gonna get it in with you. They don't care if you got a short leg, a long leg. You got one arm. you know what? I'm not even gonna go there. Because sometimes I sit and oh my God, you know what? That's just not gonna sound good any kind of way that I say that. So I'm just not gonna say it. But I often wonder about this, and sometimes I think it's cruel. And let me just stop before I even start. But let me just read this again. He marrieth because of the impulse of the flesh, nor careth he for the issue, whether they have long legs or short ones, or whether they will become warriors or imbeciles. And women care even less than man. Hold up. And woman, it says woman, I said women. And woman careth even less than man. Nevertheless, a time cometh upon the world in a later age when man and woman both consider these things and somewhat govern themselves accordingly. But in such an era, they are almost fruitless. But in the early age of a world, man hath inherent but two impulses, to eat and to indulge in cohabitation or in sexual copulation. All right, you got to find somebody. You got to find you a boo. The wintertime coming. But in the early age of a world, man hath inherent but two impulses, to eat and to indulge in cohabitation. Neither considereth he what may result therefrom. And the Lord and his angels lead man unknowingly to himself to fulfill his times and seasons. Now I have come to thee in Cosmon to make plain the government of heaven upon earth, and of thy God and his angels upon the race of man. Behold, in the time of Apollo, man in his present form was brought into being on earth. The time and season of the earth was in that day come unto that end. The time and season of the earth was in that day come unto an end. Even as in this day thy Lord hath come to change man from a race of warriors to a race of peace. For now is the time and season of the earth propitious to that end. In the time of Apollo were the first prophets of God raised up from other than the Ehim race. In that day, the Ehuan, the flesh-eating man, was the first capable of hearing the voice of the Lord. In that day, the Ehuan, the flesh-eating man, was first capable of hearing the voice of thy Lord understandingly. And thy God commanded man to remember the God of harmony, symmetry, and music, and to build images of him in all the divisions of the earth. Be most searching, O man, for thou shalt find in this day and generation, the legends and history of Apollo in all the divisions of the earth. And the word of his name in all languages hath the same signification. Behold, as in Gautama, the Lord raised up seers, whom he instructed in the method of slaying beasts of prey and serpents. In the same period of time, raised he up for the same purpose other seers in Shem, Ham, and Japheth, which is India, Egypt, and China. And the names of the great slayers are preserved to this day in the immortal histories of these countries. And in the same period of time, raised he. After he is reference number 3, and at the bottom it simply says, raised he up. Okay, verse 15. Thus created the Lord a new race on the earth, and in all the divisions thereof, the new race came to the Ehims and the Ehuans. According to the different countries where they dwelt, so are they found to this day, in which, in which thy God provided all these people who are of pure blood to have no other God nor Lord than the great Spirit, Jehovah. Nevertheless, in the time of Apollo, this race was but a fraction compared to the hundreds of millions of Ehuans and ground people and Ehims that dwelt on the earth. But the Ehuans were at war for more than 1,000 years. They built great cities and established mighty kingdoms. But as soon as built, lo, the wars laid them low or dissipated them. God said, now will I give to man a new commandment, which is to go forth and subdue the earth, to slay every beast of prey and serpent that cometh before him. And of beasts of prey and of serpents thou shalt not eat the flesh, nor the blood which containeth the life. Neither shalt thou eat the flesh of the beast with uncloven foot, nor shalt thou eat swine's flesh. but all cloven-footed animals as I give unto thee for food to eat. That's interesting. I actually didn't realize we was going to read this portion today. And right before we started, I reshared what Yaki, he forever talking about it, about how humans are not designed to eat meat, even though you can, but there are consequences to that, right? And depending on what race you are will determine the type of like acids or whatever are produced in your stomach, to where some races of people, they can digest it a little bit better, to whereas people of a more melanated nature, it messes them all up, right? Meat messes everybody up. Should nobody eat it, but I'm just saying, y'all should watch that. It was about an 8-minute clip that he pulled from his interview with Tasha. But all cloven-footed animals I have given unto thee for food to eat. For in the day thou takest the place of beasts of prey, thou shalt also take to thyself to eat the flesh they would have eaten. Wait a minute, let me read that again. Let me go back up. Verse 18. God said, now will I give to man a new commandment, which is to go forth and subdue the earth, to slay every beast of prey and every serpent that cometh before him. And of beasts of prey and of serpents thou shalt not eat the flesh, nor the blood which containeth the life. Neither shalt thou eat the flesh of the beast with the uncloven foot, nor shalt thou eat swine's flesh. But all cloven-footed animals I give unto thee for food to eat. For in the day thou takest the place of beast of prey, thou shalt also take to thyself to eat the flesh they would have eaten. Then the Lord sent the Elohim priest to circumcise the new race, the Gan, Ghan. And he commanded the Gans to marry amongst themselves, promising to give all the world into their keeping. And the Gans began to wear clothes after the manner of the Ehims, and the latter gave them rites and ceremonies and taught them how to pray and dance before Jehovah. And that is the end of the Lord's third book. But remember, they're giving instructions to the who is this? To the Ehuans. Hold on, a new race. Yeah, so the Lord's sacred people, they were never eating meat, right? They were never eating meat, and we learned that in previous books as it led up to here. But as the different races are developing, certain things are allowed for them just for a period of time as they're bringing them up to speed and educating them, right? Okay. So with that being said, let's hop on over here to the secret Nazarite scroll. And we paused at verse, we paused at verse 217. We actually read like up to 219. But where we really paused because of the footnote, the expanded footnote in the back with Apostle Paul. That's what we read yesterday. So that was really, really good. If you missed that, go back and listen to it. And if you don't have a copy of it, make sure you get a copy of the homilies by Clementine. Is it Clementine? I said Clementine homilies. All right, so matter of fact, let me just go back and we're gonna page 18, verse 184. So remember, he told them to go slaughter the animals and everything. We realize that the voice that they're now hearing that's coming from the borders of Cush is not Creator speaking to them, which comes from within them. And they realize this voice that sounds like thunder. What is it? Let's go see. And when they got there, Lucifer was waiting on them. He had a whole shenaniganized plan set for him. He get over there. I am the Lord, your God. Listen to me and all will go well. Obey my commands. At first I was like, wait a minute. They should have checked in with Creator. Creator was speaking, but they decided because of the way Lucifer was raising his voice at him, he shook him a little bit, and so they decided they was going to follow him because he could see him and all of the garbage that he just put out. I am the Lord thy God. Listen to me. I created you. And they fell for it. Listen. So when they finally went and slaughtered this animal so they could offer it to the Lord thy God, they realized something was wrong. They began to get in torment. And so they said, well, let us go to the Lord our God and see if he can make us feel better. And so that brings us up to verse 184. And so they got to him and they said, can you help us feel better? Lucifer smiled, then spoke. You feel inner torment because you did not fully carry out my command. Also, this was your first kill and you are not yet used to it. Once you become used to it, it will become a great joy. Lo, it is great play. Yea, it is called hunting, and I am the spiritual father of all hunters. He said it. He said it. I ain't said he said it. And I am the spiritual father of all hunters. And you are greatly blessed, for all the creatures in the garden, you have become the first hunters. Yea, the first blood is on your hands. And remember, that's reference number 3 after your hands. And down at the bottom, 3 says, this theme of killing, of the first killing of an animal by humankind and the sort of consequences that follows is well described by Upton Ewan in his book, The Essene Christ. For a long excerpt from that book, see expanded footnote 8, excerpt on the fall of man from the Essene Church. And that's really long. We're not going to reread that. We actually read that yesterday. So if you want to read it, read a little bit later or go back and listen to us read from yesterday's video. Verse 193, we're on page 53. And I will heal you of your inner torment. Behold, I will teach you to take great pleasure in hunting. Your heart will beat fast in anticipation of the kill. You will take delight in sneaking up slowly behind your victim, or hiding behind hiding behind a bush in ambush. And your mouth will salivate in anticipation of the taste of your victim's flesh. But before you can eat the flesh of this lamb, you need to become a bit more dense. Remember, they were pure light when Creator created them. They are complete light. They were not encapsulated inside of this type of animal flesh, the ennui. Deshaun, hey girl, hey. Intuitive, go in the house. But before you can eat this lamb, before you can eat the flesh of this lamb, you need to become a bit more dense. And that will be accomplished by more killing, which will also heal your inner torment. And we talked about how that was complete insanity. To be healed from drugs, you don't go take more drugs. You got to stop it altogether. But he told them, the way you're going to get over this inner torment, you just go kill a little bit more. No, you're going to cause your conscience to become seared. Right. And now you're really not going to be able to hear the voice of the Creator. You're literally going to flood out the voice that comes from deep within you. Right. That gives you the balance in life. Yo, look, you would take delight in sneaking up slowly behind your victim or hiding behind a bush in ambush. And your mouth will salivate in anticipation of the taste of, and your mouth will salivate in anticipation of the taste of your victim's flesh. But before you can eat the flesh of this lamb, you need become a bit more dense. And that will be accomplished by more killing, which will also heal your inner torment. Lucifer instructed Adam and Eve to make more spears. He then pointed to some deer eating grass in the meadow and said, behold, a mother deer and her fawn. Kill the fawn first, then the mother. But before you kill the mother, make certain that she sees the death of her fawn. Adam and Eve killed the deer, first the fawn, then the mother. Then they killed other animals according to the will of Lucifer. At first, the killing was hard, but then it became easier. And by the end of the day, Adam declared, hunting is fun. It makes me feel powerful. But Eve said, I don't like it. It feels wrong within me. Lucifer, hearing the words of Adam and Eve, declared, Adam, you are stronger than Eve because I made you in my own image and likeness. Eve is weaker because I made her from one of your ribs. I made her to be your servant. Yea, she is not your equal. Because you are stronger, you must rule over her. Her purpose in life is to serve me by serving you. She must serve you as though you were me, the Lord God, and you must serve me. If you serve me, you will be a good example for her. I'm calling BS on this. We talked about that. I gave y'all a good piece of my mind how I felt about this yesterday. Maybe I'm biased because I'm a woman, right? But I've learned to look at things unbiasedly today, right? And if we begin to take an unbiased look at everything, right, putting the male ego to the side and the woman's ego to the side, we'll see that this theory is flawed, right? We need to prove this hypothesis, like we talked about yesterday, especially with what comes next, Dawn. Listen. If you serve me, you will be a good example for her. Yea, and a good example for the children you will make with Eve. Behold, you need her to make children that can be raised to do my will. Now, cut into pieces the dough and taste your first flesh. I'm like, don't do it, Adam. Don't do it. Don't do it. You don't know what's about to happen. After you have both eaten, you will make a baby that will be dedicated unto me, the Lord God, for I am Yahweh. Adam ate the flesh, and blood ran down his cheek. Because of the killing, his body was now dense enough to eat the flesh. Remember, they were pure light, right? The lighter you are, and this was the whole game plan for Lucifer, to get them to listen to him so that he could attack them, so that he could inhabit their bodies. That's real demonic possession. And you make yourself demonic possessible when you're constantly consuming other sentient beings' flesh, right? That can be tested and proven today. At first, back in the day, we think you crazy. You come up in the church talking about something. What you talking about? Boy, we got chicken dinners already, gizzards, pork chops, frying. Like, bro, y'all eat everything from the Rudy to the Tootie, huh? I'll pass. Nope. I ain't doing it. Listen, now, ain't no slight against the ones that's still doing it. You got to find your own path of salvation, right? I'm just saying, because I used to be a meat eater. I used to eat pork chops, but pork chops was the first thing that left my plate, right? Matter of fact, the first time I heard we shouldn't be eating pork, they ain't say all meat, they said pork chops. I'm like, what? We ain't supposed to be eating pork chops. Why? And it was bad. First time I had ever heard something like that in my life, it was from one of my old pastors. I'm like, well, why, Pastor? Right? And so, because he had started getting on the path to better health and everything. And so he started talking about the pig and how it eats anything, and he said, and what you ingest becomes a part of you. And then when he said that the first time, that just kind of hit me. And I went cold turkey from the pork, except the pepperoni on my pizza, because I will fight you to the death. And I will argue with you that pepperoni pizza has no parts of the pig, but it did. That's how deep in the delusion I was. It took me a while, but I finally transitioned from one source of flesh to the next. So I left the pork alone. I went to the beef. It's still bad, right? Look, the Popeye chicken fights, bro. That is Satan's hangout. Lucifer, bro, promote that new chicken sandwich. The world was going crazy over Popeye's chicken sandwich. I'm like, why? Boy, listen, let's get back to this. Verse 224. Because of the killing, his body was now dense enough to eat flesh. Eve also ate the flesh. Though she had not felt right about the killing, she had obeyed the voice of Lucifer and killed many creatures. Yea, the blood was on her hands and her body. Hold on. Yea, blood was also on her hands, and her body had become dense enough to eat flesh, though not as dense as Adam's, for Adam had enjoyed the killing, but Eve had not. But with the eating of the flesh, Eve's body became as dense as Adam's. And so it was that Adam and Eve put on the body of animals. And this is what we got today, these dense bodies, right? Our spirit, the true us is encapsulated within this animal's flesh, right? They had a body, but it wasn't like this. It was of a higher raised nature. And now the best way I can describe that, how you hear in church, you hear about glorified bodies where you can walk through walls. It was like that type of body that they had, right? Stop chewing on the backs of animals. Let me go back to 227. Yea, blood was also on her hands and her body, and had become dense enough to eat flesh, though not as dense as Adam's, for Adam had enjoyed the killing, but Eve had not. But with the eating of the flesh, Eve's body became as dense as Adam's. And so it was that Adam and Eve put on the bodies of animals. After Adam and Eve ate, Lucifer said, Now I will teach you how to make a baby. Adam said, we know how. We have already made one baby boy. Oop, Lucifer didn't know that, and they didn't know they had hid baby Abel away when he came down there. Listen to this, y'all. After Adam and Eve ate, Lucifer said, now I will teach you how to make a baby. Adam said, we know how. We have already made one baby boy. Lucifer was angry, for he had not known that Adam and Eve had made a baby under the branches of the tree of life. This was not according to the plan of Lucifer. Lo, Lucifer had desired to taint the seed of humankind from the beginning. Lucifer raised his serpent and staff, and behold, enslaved light came from it and stung the flesh of Adam and Eve. Remember that butt whipping I told y'all I was rearing to give both of you? Now your body is dancing. I can put this rod on your backside, right? They could have got out of this before they started hunting. Matter of fact, even after they started hunting and killing the animals, they still could have got out of it. They just shouldn't have ate it. Now you done ate it. Now you done enslaved yourself to Satan. Look, Lucifer, hold on. This was not according to the plan of Lucifer. Lo, Lucifer had desired to taint the seed of humankind from the beginning. Lucifer raised his serpent staff, and behold, enslaved light came from it and stung the flesh of Adam and Eve. Lucifer shouted, now you can feel the fire of my wrath upon your backs. Adam and Eve fell to the ground in pain. Lucifer said, where is the baby you made before you killed the animals and tasted flesh? Adam said, we left the baby beneath the tree. I'm like, what? I would have punched Adam right in the mouth. Why are you telling him where the baby at? Lucifer said, where is the baby you made before you killed the animals and tasted flesh? Adam said, we left the baby beneath the tree atop the mountain in the center of the garden. Whoo, that pain make you start singing like a bird, won't it? He started giving up everybody. Look, I'm gonna read that again. Verse 239. Lucifer said, where is the baby you made before you killed animals and tasted the flesh? Adam said, we left the baby beneath the treetop in the mountain at the center of the garden. Lucifer said, you must bring the baby to me. It is an abomination and it must die. Because your bodies are not yet hard metal like mine, you may still be able to get near the center of the garden. And when you get as near as you can to the center, call to your child. Yea, be it the child come to you, then grab the child and bring him to me. Lo, take with you the body of the first creature you killed, the lamb. When you grab your child, pour some of the blood of the lamb upon his hands. He will then be easier to control, right? That's just like, ain't no slight on parents, right? Because I'm still trying to wean my kids all the way off the meat, right? You just give them the meat, they'll be easier to pour the blood on his hands, so it'll be easier to control, right? That's how you got to take control over these light spirits that's breaking free from this religious indoctrination. Like, we sick of the crap. Stop it. Label me on the side of the people that's ready to burn down your church. Y'all doing more harm than helping people. You are further enslaving them and indoctrinating them with lies. Yep. I said it. Uncle JB, shalom, shalom. Look, verse 244. Hey, son. And when you get as near as you can to the center, call to your child. Yea, be it the child come to you. All right. Let me finish reading, son. Okay. We'll talk in a minute. And when you get as near as you can to the center, call to your child. Yea, be it the child come to you. Then grab the child and bring him to me. Lo, take with you the body of the first creature you killed, the lamb. When you grab your child, pour some of the blood of the lamb upon his hands. He will then be easier to control. And then pour some of the blood around the tree in the center of the garden. But before you go, behold, make a baby for me. Do this now beneath the branches of my tree. Yea, now that you have tasted flesh, you may step across the border of the garden and take pleasure beneath the branches of my tree. And when you return with your child, you will sacrifice him to me beneath the branches of my tree and then you will enter the cave I have prepared for you. It will be your home. So first of all, you want us to get it on right here in front of you, right? But you want us to go into this getting it on with the thought that you just told us. You want us to sacrifice our firstborn child. Like, how are we even really supposed to get into the groove? Like, because Eve ain't gonna be able to think straight. Adam didn't learn how to enjoy the slaughter, right? So he gonna go in there with that same mindset. I'm going here to enjoy the slaughter. Eve gonna be like, wait a minute, hold on. Did you hear what he said? Wait a minute. I don't know that I'm agreeing with this plan of the Lord thy God right now. Listen. But before you go, behold, make a baby for me. Do this now beneath the branches of my tree. Yea, now that you have tasted flesh, you may step across the border of the garden and take pleasure beneath the branches of my tree. And when you return with your child, you will sacrifice him to me beneath the branches of my tree. Yes.
What are these?
Those are chocolate almonds. I see. You do?
Yeah, I want one.
You want one?
Yeah.
Okay, I give you one.
I want one.
You want one too?
love those.
You love these.
Yeah. I want these.
You love these too?
I want these.
Okay.
Don't give them chocolate.
You just love chocolate. Little girl, you better not spit them almonds on my floor.
I love chocolate.
You love chocolate too. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, baby.
I like coconut.
You want to watch Coco Melon?
Mm-hmm.
You gotta wait till I'm done, sis. All right, y'all. What time is it? Oh, it's 8:23. Hold on. Beneath the tree. Okay. Verse 254. Listen, like I told y'all before, if y'all have not read the book, The Cave of Treasures with Adam and Eve, y'all have got to go read that or listen to it. It is absolutely hilarious. I think it expounds on the story just a little bit more. It's crazy. Listen, but they tell you that it's unauthorized. It's you know, it's good entertainment for you, right? All right, but listen. And then you will enter the cave I have prepared for you, for it will be your home. Then Lucifer whispered in the ear of Adam how he was to take Eve and make her pray. Listen to this crap. Listen to this crap, y'all. Guys, come now. You about to go to the gym. Okay. Josh, all y'all, go ahead back upstairs, y'all. Y'all gonna sit over there and be quiet? Okay, cool. Let me grab some water real quick. Jeremiah Don said, hey. You want to talk to me Saturday at night? Oh, okay. All right, y'all. Lizzie, y'all, what's going on, brother? Go ahead. He said, hey. You hear him first? He was like, I don't know who that is. He said, I'm not good with names, I'm good with faces. Okay, till I said, hey. Yes, baby. Can you hand her a cup from up there? The pink one. And you're gonna probably have to put something to drink in it too. Okay. Listen to this crap right here, y'all. So remember Lucifer's outlook already on Eve and what he told Adam. He was like, listen, she beneath you. I made her from your rib. You made in my image. She was created literally just to be your servant, and you should treat her as such. Listen to this garbage right here. Look. No, give her the where's the one with the top? Not that one. Or see that black one right there? You keep reaching past. Yeah, that one. Where's the pink one with the top? If not, just give her that one. Just give her that one for now. You want juice? I don't know if I got any juice. I mean, yeah, I gotta make your juice, and I ain't about to press it yet. But I'll give you some. You gotta give me a minute.
What you want to try is grandma juice. That apple juice go hard.
Whichever one, I got to put it in my juicer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, listen to this, y'all. Listen. Verse 255. Then Lucifer whispered in the ear of Adam how he was to take Eve and make her pregnant. Hold on, baby.
You throw in the trash for me?
He said, Then Lucifer whispered in the ear of Adam how he was to take Eve and make her pregnant. Hold her down and take her. You are stronger than her and need not ask permission. Like, if Adam didn't question that, like, I'm just like, bro, he really got you now. For you to now to go do something like this to the love of your life, he said, you don't even need to ask permission. So what if that's your spouse, that's your wife, that's your husband? You still need to exercise common courtesy, right? In a way, they belong to you, but they don't, right? They belong first to Creator, but they belong to themselves. There's still a violation, right? You can't do that even in marriage, right? It still has to be a willing consent between both parties. Listen to this. Then Lucifer whispered in the ear of Adam how he was to take Eve and make her pregnant. Hold her down and take her. You are stronger than her and need not ask permission. If you force her rather than ask her, the baby you make will be stronger. Ain't that some crap? Listen to this. So it was that Adam took Eve by the hair and pulled her to him. He then held her down and entered her, asking not for permission and listening not to her words. And this was very different from when Adam and Eve had made love in the center of the garden. And the soul that was attracted was very different from that of Abdiel. Yea, the soul that incarnated in the womb of Eve was very dark indeed. And this is where these arguments in the Bible in Genesis with Cain and Abel, although we have here now, we have a deeper understanding of the whole Cain and Abel story and them being a race of people, right? The race of Cain, the race of Abel, right? And as we get through a while, I think we read over a little bit of it already, we'll understand that. To whereas the Bible takes everything and just condenses history and creates one character for races of people, right? But if you don't read it enough and really study it, really become a good student of the Bible, you never pick that up. But it's right there in front of your face. You just got to read it and really study it to even begin to be able to pick those details up, right? And you have to literally disconnect your ears from indoctrination. Otherwise, you're going to keep reading it and studying it like they teach you to, right? There is no point where the indoctrination would stop so you can actually begin to hear your own thoughts and think about it yourself and actually begin to hear voice of Creator. Otherwise, what they're feeding into you, it's like a constant IV they got to keep plugged into you. That's why when you step away from the church a little bit, you start to wake up a little bit like, wait a minute, what did he just say? Wait a minute, hold on, something ain't right about this. Put you back in. Oh, forgive me, pass out and backslid. How much money y'all need today? Shoot, pass that plate around here. The plate can't get to me fast enough today. I just got paid. Right? Look. You have to disconnect yourself from all sources of religion, indoctrination, and even sometimes well-meaning people who are ignorantly passing garbage from pulpit to the pews. Right?
I knew it was a fraud as soon as they started asking for money. When I first went to the thing, they said, "Oh, put your money in the basket." I said, first of all, why would y'all even have need for money in the basket? I was young when I started asking these questions. Like, oh, y'all are so contradicting yourself. Stop asking for money. When he look at y'all like, don't ask for money. What are y'all doing? Just give it out there. I did it for free. Stop doing it for money.
Right. I feel you, son. I'm completely with you.
My bad for cleaning it.
Oh, you're good. All right. Have fun. Be safe. I love you. All right.
Wait, have fun.
Yeah, I just say have fun. You have fun at the gym, right? If the homies is there. All right, son. Love you. Okay, listen. Verse 259. My wife would have shot me if I tried that. We were married for that. I'm telling you, right? I wish Mr. Murphy would. He didn't even like that, right? But I mean, y'all, yeah, people know better. They really do. Hold on. So it was that Adam took Eve by the hair and pulled her to him. He then held her down and entered her, asking not for permission and listening not to her words. And this was very different from when Adam and Eve had made love in the center of the garden. And the soul that was attracted was very different from that of Abdiel. Remember, Abiel is Abel in here. Yea, the soul that incarnated in the womb of Eve was very dark indeed. So that's why I started talking about how these schisms and stuff about Cain and Abel, and some people said, well, Eve was sleeping with somebody else. It's like all these different stories that come out of the garden and the eating of the apple, and what eating the apple or eating the fruit actually represented in the garden. It was of a sexual nature, and it's true. Listen. Verse 262, lo, the floodgates were now open. With the killing of animals and the rape of Eve, many dark souls were attracted to this world, and this was not according to the plan of Abraham and Sarah. Some of these dark souls came to incarnate so that they could kill and eat flesh. Others came to hover disembodied, feeding on emotional pain like parasites. But Abraham and Sarah sent other souls to incarnate in this world, some who were young but not dark, which were those of this, which were, let me read the whole sentence again. Verse 266, but Abraham and Sarah sent other souls to incarnate in this world, some who were young but not dark, which were those this world was meant for, and some very bright souls to be helpers and teachers. And after teachers is reference number 5, and 5 at the bottom says, even in the Orthodox New Testament, there is a reference to this mixing good seed and bad seed. In Matthew chapter 13, verses 24 through 31, Jesus said, the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man who sowed good seed in his field. But his enemy came and sowed weeds among the wheat and went his way. But when the wheat was sprung up, then appeared the weeds also. So the servants of the man said, do you want us to go and pull out the weeds? But the man said, no, because you might also uproot the wheat before its time. Let both grow together unto the harvest. Right? Because at the very early stages, you can't for real decipher the wheat from the tares, which is why he said, let them grow together to the very end, because you have to see them mature. Otherwise, you might uproot some of the actual wheat with the weeds that look just like them. You're not going to be able to tell till it's time to actually start bearing the fruit, right? So he said, let them grow to the end together. He said, because I don't need you pulling up none of the weeds. We don't need you pulling up none of the good ones, right? Leave them there together, right? But also as they grow, the true wheat get stronger, and you begin to recognize the wheat over the weeds. It's impossible to miss the wheat. It's impossible to identify the wheat, right? Verse 267. Matter of fact, let me just go back. I'll read 265 again. Others came to hover disembodied, feeding on emotional pain like parasites. But Abraham and Sarah sent other souls to incarnate in this world, some who were young but not dark, which were those this world was meant for, and some very bright souls to be helpers and teachers. After Adam had taken Eve in the manner Lucifer had instructed, Lucifer said, now that Eve is made pregnant, I shall put her egg in this gourd of glass, for I do not want this egg going near the center of the garden. Then Lucifer reached into the womb of Eve with a metal stick and got her egg. Yea, he then placed it. You okay? Yeah. Okay. Lucifer said, hold on. 268. For I do not want this egg going near the center of the garden. Then Lucifer reached into the womb. Yes, yes, girl. You. Give me one second. I'm almost done. Let me finish reading these last few verses. All right, hold on. I know you just told me. I literally got a few more verses and I got you. All right, y'all. I got to really hurry up now. Okay, listen. Verse 269. We at 269 is 295. Yes, baby. Okay, hold on. You will get cake later. Verse 269. Little girl, listen. You know the deal on the weekend when you come. Chill. Then Lucifer reached into the womb of Eve with a metal stick and got her egg. Yea, he then placed it in a gourd made of glass. Lucifer said, Go and do as I have commanded. For I am the Lord your God, and you must obey me. Lo, I am a jealous and vengeful God. Fear me and do my will. I am Yahweh. Now, when Adam and Eve had begun killing animals in the garden, the atmosphere of the garden was changed. The murderous deeds had released noxious fumes that could not be seen but felt. And after felt, yeah, look, tickle, look. Verse 6 at the bottom says, this is mentioned in the ancient Ebonite Christian manuscripts. See expanded footnote 7, the Ebonite Clementine manuscript. And we read that. That is we not yesterday. Was it yesterday? We read 8 yesterday. Yep. Nope. Hold on. 7. Yeah. Expanded footnote 7, the Ebonite Clementine text. And it's on page 1113. If you have the updated release of the Holy Megillah, but if you have the older one, or if you're looking through the PDF, look towards the end, that page, like the 960s, it's like the upper ends of the page 900s is back there. Look, this is exactly what's happening right now, Deshaun. Look, okay, so go there. I'm not going to reread that we read, because we read it day before yesterday, but it's a good read. Go read it over, or just go listen to me read it over with my shenanigans added in. Okay. Let me go back. Verse 275. Now, when Adam and Eve had begun killing animals in the garden, the atmosphere of the garden was changed. The murderous deeds had released noxious fumes that could not be seen, but could be felt. Like you can literally feel spirits, right? You absolutely can. Whereas there had been no fear in the garden, now fear spread throughout the garden. Yea, some animals began to kill and eat other animals. And those that did not begin to kill began to fear those that did kill. And the atmosphere was now much more dense. Thus, all the bodies of animals and plants had become more dense in order to adapt. Now, listen, I have a friend who she actually wrote and published a book, right? And she really hears clearly from Creator, right? Even though she still goes to church, I still got friends that go to church, although I began church members hard time. I still got family and friends that go, right? So, but I can joke with them and stuff, right? So, I be like, yeah, I feel you. We can kind of talk back and forth about different things, and I think that's pretty cool. But she actually wrote a book about the garden. It's really good. I'm gonna find a link to her book. I got it. It's really good. But for a while, I remember I actually met her the first time when I was going to this school of the prophets here, and I was pregnant. This is like, well, Josh is 12 now. I met her before I got pregnant with Josh, and but she was just down to earth. I'm like, you my type of people. She joke, cool as all get out, right? So, but she would be talking, and she said she really believes that animals could talk before. She said, you know what, before sin came into the world, I think everybody could communicate with everybody, right? She said, even the animals. She said, and I think they literally was able to talk like us. She said they still talk now, because if you look, they can communicate with one another, but we've just kind of lost the ability to understand them, you know. So she kind of like this Dr. Doolittle, right? And so she can, you know, she's really intuitive and everything, and she loves animals. And she said Creator gave her, well, she said God, you know, that's, she was saying God at that time, you know, because we was all going through this transition, stopped using the name Jesus, we started using Yeshua, you know, all the Hebrew names and stuff. We learned about our Hebrew roots and all this stuff. But I'm gonna find a link. I hope it's still available. It's really good. I'm gonna share her stuff with y'all. I think it's on my other bookcase, but I'm gonna share it. I think you can get it in Kindle too, right? And it was only like a couple dollars. She wasn't selling it for much, just a few dollars, but it's really good. Y'all should really read it. But as I'm learning more, thinking about some of the conversations that I had with her, I'm like, bro, like she was on point more. I'll say more than what I knew, right? Because I told you I'm a newcomer to the party. I'm just learning stuff. I'm like, what? Like, I just realized we got a spirit. No, I'm joking. That's a little bit of exaggeration. But seriously, y'all get what I'm saying. But her book, she narrated her book like that, and kind of like retelling the story of creation and what was happening in the garden before any animals began to become carnivorous, right? And that's something like she knew. She said, I feel it deep down in me, she said, none of the animals used to eat one another. She said everybody was plant-based, you know, but now the more that I learn, and as I'm developing and I've weaned myself off meat, I'm 12 years free from flesh and blood, right? You know, and I've grown more intuitive, and it's just this organic love for nature begins to develop on the inside of you. You know, I'm like, yo, I think about some of the conversations that we had in her book and everything. I'm like, yo, I wonder if she really knew how much truth that really, I mean, and clearly she did, right? You know, she's older than me or whatever, but like, I'm like, sis is on point. Hold on, put share her book. I'm gonna share it with y'all. I think I'm gonna share it everywhere, and I'm gonna tag her in it too. Listen, verse 278. Yes, baby. I'm gonna juice you some juice in a minute, baby. Hold on. Listen, 277. No, let me go to 276. We're almost done, y'all. I want to just kind of keep it all in context. The murderous deeds had released noxious fumes that could not be seen but could be felt. Whereas there had been no fear in the garden, now fear spread throughout the garden. Yea, some animals began to kill and eat other animals, and those that did not kill began to fear those that did kill. And the atmosphere was now much more dense. Thus, all the bodies of animals and plants had become more dense in order to adapt, right? Verse 280. Lo, this made it possible for Adam and Eve to get near the center of the garden, but they could no longer enter the center. Behold, when they could get no close to the center, Adam and Eve were tired. Hold on. Behold, when they could get no close to the center, Adam and Eve were tired. Adam said, let us sleep. In the morning, we will call Abdiel to us. Hold on. Who cut that on for y'all? And I got the remote right here in my hand. The thing just got louder and louder. Okay. Lo, this made it possible for Adam and Eve to get near the center of the garden, but they could no longer enter the center. Behold, when they could get no closer to the center, Adam and Eve were tired. Adam said, let us sleep. In the morning, we will call Abdiel to us. Remember when they left, Abdiel was the baby, was a baby, and they left him sleeping under the tree. But remember, they conceived Abdiel, they conceived Abel the way we were originally designed to conceive, right? He was completely, fully born light. He had not been encapsulated in animal flesh, which causes him to be able to grow and develop like the Dickens, right? Like truly fast, because once you begin to give attention to your spirit, it will grow in leaps and bounds, like almost overnight. You'll begin to see the development in yourself, right? And they lost this when they became encapsulated in animal flesh by going against the laws of life that the Creator had set for us here in this realm, right? Verse 285. Adam put the dead body of the lamb beneath his head to serve as a pillow. That is just downright disgusting. Hey guys, chill. I'm almost gonna be done in like 5 minutes. I know, baby. I'm gonna make y'all some pancakes and stuff. Go on, get up out of here. I'll be done in a second. Adam put the dead body of the lamb beneath his head to serve as a pillow. That night, Adam dreamed many dreams. He saw the animals he had killed. They crowded around a throne, and upon the throne was a lamb. Don't do that. No, wait till I'm done. Leave it there. Listen to this, y'all. That night, Adam dreamed many dreams. He saw the animals he had killed. They crowded around a throne, and upon the throne was a lamb. So remember, before Adam slaughtered the first animal, which was a lamb, there were two, right? It was the one, and then there was this other one that just kind of came and like, listen, let that lamb go, slaughter me instead. Although the consequences are going to be great, whether you slaughter that lamb or you slaughter me. And the lamb was talking to him. Whether you slaughter this one or me, the consequences are still going to be great because you're violating the laws of Creator, and thou shalt not kill anything, man, woman, child, boy, girl, anything that has the life of Creator in it, thou shalt not kill, because you did not give life, and neither are you authorized to take it away, right? There are great repercussions for violating the laws of life in Creator's kingdom, right? He said, but I'm gonna offer myself because I already know that you have no clue what's going on here, and now I'm gonna forgive you. To whereas that lamb, he would not have forgiven you, and then it's gonna make your state way worse. But because I can see what's going on, and I know when you slaughter me, I'm gonna forgive you. Right? So listen, this is this lamb, the one who said, I'm gonna forgive you, bro. Right? He said, go ahead and do what you said the Lord thy God told you to do. Right? Even though it wasn't him, you're being fooled. He said, I'm gonna forgive you. I'm gonna forgive you. Because if nobody forgives you at this point, the consequences are going to be great, not just for you, but everybody that is coming into this realm. Listen. And Adam put the dead body of the lamb beneath his head to serve as a pillow. That night, Adam dreamed many dreams. He saw the animals he had killed. They crowded around a throne, and upon the throne was a lamb. And the animals were angry and petitioned the lamb for justice. And as Adam looked into the eyes of each animal, he saw in their eyes the fear and the hatred he had caused. Lo, as each animal testified before the lamb on the throne, Adam was forced to watch his killings of that animal. Lo, he felt the unspeakable terror that each of his victims had felt. To Sonia, shalom, sis. Verse 290. And after all the animals had testified, the lamb on the throne pointed to the hole in his chest, which was from the spear of Adam and Eve. For this was the first creature that had been slain by Adam and Eve. Yea, this was the lamb that had offered itself in place of another lamb, and even now served as the pillow beneath the head of the sleeping Adam. Oh my God. Then the lamb on the throne began to speak, but Adam pulled away from his dream in fear and trembling. Lo, Adam awoke in a sweat, his belly in great pain from the flesh he had eaten. A part of him had desired to listen to the voice of the lamb, but his guilty conscience was afraid. He called for Eve, but Eve was no longer by his side. And that is where we have to pause today. Oh my gosh, this gets so good, y'all. This gets so good. That just made me shake down into the depths of my shanana. All right, book club friends, we got to go. Somebody mentioned yesterday, is the artist here? I went through looking at some of the comments earlier this morning, and she had made a comment on one of it. She said, I'd never been a part of a book club before. And I just started laughing because I had never thought about us like a book club. And that's literally what we do here all day from inception. We go through here reading books, laws, and prophets, right? I even adjusted a little bit as we began to develop a little bit more. I said we're reading through the books of the law and the prophets, and then I adjusted it. We're reading through books, laws, and prophets, because we're no longer now just reading the Bible. We're reading the extra biblical material and stuff, trying to make sure we keep everything in context, right? Straighten out a lot of the lies that have been formulated and got people all discombobulated just by reading the scriptures alone. And those who don't do deep study, like some of us who research do, right? We're just trying to we're trying to straighten the roads back out, right? We're trying to repair the roads from ancient generations, like repairing the breached paths and stuff. That's what we're here to do, which is why we take in all these books. And some people don't like to listen because we read more than the Bible, and they've been taught you shouldn't read nothing else but the Bible. But I'm here to tell you that's indoctrination, and that's how you stay indoctrination, right? By not using your own thinking brain for yourself, right? We put everything on the table here, right? And we consider all things. We are testing a hypothesis, and the Creator would not want anything less of us because we are responsible for our own spiritual growth. We only get so much time here allotted to us with this flesh on this realm. Because if you don't anchor yourself in truth before you go, you're going to be a vagabond when you fully born spirit, right? And we got way too many disembodied humans sitting in Earth's remedial class, which the church so affectionately calls hellfire. I love y'all. I have got to get out of here, and I'm gonna be late because I'm gonna log in though, and then I'm gonna just kind of put my Frozen picture up just to log in. But you know, I gotta take care of baby doll. All right, y'all. So today is Saturday, April 1st, 2023, day 5 of year 5 of reading through books, laws, and prophets, and of the 4-year consecutive day count. It is day 1,388. These are all the days that we have been here consistently with the exception of the Sabbath. And of course, when I was down a couple of times, I had to just take a break and restore myself, learn a little bit of things about constantly pouring out and not pouring back into myself and just being foolish with my own flesh, right? So learn lessons. And so I had to take some extra days off. But those are the days, 1388, that we have been here consistently. And they amount to a little over 5 years now, right? We started November 2018. And we just gonna keep going. We just gonna keep going and keep getting better. Iron sharpens iron, right? If you got questions, don't forget to ask them. If I don't get to your question, it could be that I've overlooked it a little bit, and I'm sorry, but I'll go through and I told my kids we're a book club. I like that. Like, we really are a book club, right? So I enjoy it. So, but today, y'all, we read in R8ped the last chapter in the Lord's third book, which started on page 98. And I didn't put the last page, but I think it was 101. So 101. And then we hopped over here to the secret Nazarite scroll, which is also called the Holy Megillah, the Nazarene Bible of the Essene Way. And we finished reading chapter 9 of the Nazarene book of Genesis. And that started on page 53. And we ended on page 56. So tomorrow, we're going to get into it tomorrow. Listen, chapter 10 is about Abdiel, the first Nazarene priest of the Essene Way, right? So if you never heard of this, if you never heard of Nazarites, Nazarene, Essenes, this gives I'd say a deeper revelation. This was translated from some scrolls, from some ancient scrolls. And there is another group of people who are translating a more authentic version of these scrolls. And they said it's a pretty good translation. They said, read it while we got it now, right? And I think it's amazing. But when they get done translating that, the elders in Kenya, the guardians of the ancient scrolls up there, I really want to read that. And as soon as they make that available, that is in our lineup. Matter of fact, when they release that, whatever we read, and as soon as we get done with it, everything else is going to be pushed back, and we're going to add that right in. All right, beautiful people. I love y'all. I got to get out here. No, get to class. I love y'all. Enjoy the outro. I'll see y'all back here tomorrow morning, bright and early, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, just in case you didn't know, oh my gosh, I'm out of jail in my backup channel. Now I gotta go. I gotta go upload my videos from the last week. I gotta be careful. My next strike, they're gonna put me in jail for a month, and then they're gonna kill my channel altogether. So we got to be careful. So as we're making adjustments, coming into compliance with the rules and regulations of being on this platform and to be able to speak truth, right? We have to follow the guidelines and make sure we are doing what's required so we don't get banned all together. All right, beautiful people, but that doesn't mean we're going to water down the truth. I love y'all. I'll see y'all back here tomorrow. And I hope every single day your spiritual eyes are open just a little bit more. Open your eye.
But I see through you.
I'm from outer space. I got Milky Way for blood, evolution in my veins. I'm gold, I've been far away. I'm illuminated now, making more.
What did you just do to me?
I pushed your astral form out of your physical form.
What's in that tea? Psilocybin? LSD?
It's just tea. With a little honey.
What just happened?
For a moment, you entered the astral dimension.
What?
A place where the soul exists apart from the body.
Why are you doing this to me?
To show you just how much you don't know. Open your eye.
Been dreaming about dying for a long time. I had a vision from the birds, they want a cold sign.
What's happening? This isn't real, this isn't real, this isn't real, this is...
Dreaming about dying for a long time. I had a vision from the birds, they want a cold sign.
His heart rate is getting dangerously high.
He looks all right to me. You think that this universe is all real? what mysteries lie beyond the reach of your senses? Existence, mind and matter meet. Thoughts shape reality.
I don't need gravity, I just need growth. I'm a fine line, yeah, I'm a mislead of this illusion. I am not really here, I'm an intrusion. I don't swim or sink, I just float.
Some benevolent and life-giving, filled with malice and hunger. Dark places where powers older than time and waiting.
I don't swim or sink, I just float.
Who are you in this vast multiverse?
I don't need gravity, I just need growth. I don't need gravity, I just need growth.
Have you seen that before in a gift shop?
I don't need gravity, I just need growth.
Teach me.
No.
It's an earthquake rumble. I won't ever ever fall, never stumble. And I don't need to be humble. Break down walls like Jericho crumble.